I remember Grandpa Dick being just super accommodating, super kind, super approachable, really looking out for me when I first got there, just showing me the ropes and being supportive. That really meant a lot. He was a big part of my experience, especially when I first got there. Other moments that were fun were like the Halloween, the costumes when people would go to the rehearsal of Halloween. It was just hilarious. They were so creative, and no matter how cold it was, people would be out there in whatever they wanted to be out there in, which was just fantastic. I remember dressing up in a one-size-fits-all Elvis costume that was definitely not one-size-fits-me, but and playing "Living on a Prayer" at the band camp, like the final, I forgot what it was called, the showcase or whatever at the end of band camp, and I got to play "Living on a Prayer" with all the staff, including Al Ches, who just smoked that tune. He just played this ridiculous solo over it, and it was just a blast. All those little skits were pretty fun. I remember going canoeing with the group, like just being taken on a bus down somewhere and just having that time to kind of decompress and float down a stream and just kind of chill. Being the back end of a bowl for the Latin show was interesting. I was very new to arranging at the time, but hearing that band play, I think I arranged "Since You've Been Gone" or something like that, and hearing that band play that, no matter the quality of the song or the chart or anything like that, but just hearing that band play that chart was really special. It was just really powerful, and it had a life. The members of the CMB gave it a life that I couldn't imagine it would take on, and it was really cool, and I really enjoyed it. I do remember when the Virginia Tech game happened that year in 2005. We did a drumline battle, and I had never played electric guitar before. I had played acoustic for a number of years in rhythm, but Dr. Pease wanted to do a Welcome to the Jungle thing, so I went and bought a electric guitar, and I learned Welcome to the Jungle, and the first time pretty much performing on electric guitar was in front of the entire, is on the field in front of the entire crowd at the game, and it was a little nerve-wracking, but it was a definitely memorable experience for sure. So yeah, I'll just say Welcome to the Jungle, the drumline battle of '05. I think Woody Wingfield threw a Halloween party, and I actually got my wife to come down to UVA at the time, and we went as Hagrid and Hermione, and I got all dressed up as Hagrid, and I was like super tall, and I had this huge beard on, and it was a blast. I still have a picture from that. It was a lot of fun. But the way that outside, even outside of rehearsal, all those students would connect and have fun together, which is really important part of undergraduate life is developing those friendships and those lifelong connections that will just stick with you for the rest of your life. I guess that's kind of the definition of lifelong. But another thing that struck me was how readily they welcomed me with open arms, and that was really special to me. I didn't know how much I needed that, but I needed that at the time. Dr. Cook, I met for the first time when I got down there, and right away he struck me as a very, very competent music educator. I was really kind of humbled by his command of just music education and teaching techniques specifically. I thought he was a fantastic conductor, and he was a really good trumpet player too. And I'm a trumpet player as well, so we could connect on that level. But he was a better player than I was. He just seemed to be an all-around fantastic musician and music educator. And I learned a little bit about drill writing from him, and it was just kind of a pleasure to be around. Like I said, I knew Dr. Pease from high school. He was my high school band director. Very, very, very good band. He I don't know if he has the kind of personality where he'd brag on it, but I'll brag on it. The band was amazing. Like, I still go back and listen to recordings and see videos, and there's just something special about what he did in that area at that time with that school, with those people. The culture he created. Like, he didn't just create a band, he created a whole culture around the band. It's powerful, really powerful. And it shows in the group's performances and the lifelong friendships that were built in that band. And also the open door of Dr. Pease himself, always loving to hear what his former students are doing, always wondering how he can help. If at any time I needed something, I know I can call him. So, it was just, like I said, it was just logical for me to want to expose myself to that again 10 years later in a more mature way. He has mellowed out quite a bit. Yeah, he's mellowed out quite a bit. He was a little bit more strict, a little bit more regimented in high school. But also, you have to understand that competitive high school band is a completely different animal than college marching band. There are some of the same elements, but the emphasis on competition is gone, which takes a lot of the stress away, which then leads to more enjoyment. And it must be wonderful for him not to have the value judgment of festival and state and going to and then going away to this and playing there and always having your band judged versus here's our product, we're here to entertain you, I hope you like it, and just go. I guess his evaluation there would be he's still there. They built him a building, well, they built the band a building, but clearly they like what he's doing, and by they I mean the community and the college itself, the university. Drew did fantastic work up here at Chantilly High School, like really, really top quality work. But it was time for him to move on, and he did. Sean is teaching secondary school down in the Outer Banks, and he seems to be pretty happy down there. I do keep in touch with him every time. My parents live in the Outer Banks, so anytime I go down there to visit, I'll make sure to pop in on Sean and see what he's up to. And Drew and I keep in touch a good bit. He's a fun fact. I was Drew Ross's section leader in high school. He's probably 2 years younger than me. I was a senior when he was a sophomore or something like that. And he was just kind of this he reminded me of myself. He was a good player. I have this great picture from the high school yearbook where I'm conducting a trumpet sectional and everyone's playing except for Drew, who's like asking a question. He's like, what's going on? And so that pretty much that's Drew early on. But then he just, something lit a fire under him, and he went and did all that. He progressed as a player through drum corps, ended up being a soloist, and just took off as a player. Like so far surpassed me as a player, and I was really happy to see that. And then just continued his passion and went after music education. So yeah, it's pretty special having that connection. We get together every once in a while. A group of us who still live in Fairfax, who are in that high school together. We'll go to a happy hour or something and catch up. They're bigger. They seem to keep innovating shows. Like it's never stale. It's never stagnant. That's not the personality of the group. It's not the personality of the director. That's not the personality of the town or the community. So continually innovating new show concepts and really cool visuals, like, and all that was there. So it's just kind of continuing, in my opinion, on a larger scale. They finally have they have some pretty good support. They have I think 3 directors now, which is very, very much needed and wanted for that group. I was really glad to see that they have a dedicated building now, a rehearsal facility, and a place where the equipment and the personnel and office space and rehearsal space, all that can live. That was key. That was really important. It's very important to demonstrate as a community. If you want to tell somebody or a group or something like that they're important, there's no better way to show that than to provide some consideration and a home for them, because you care about them so deeply that you don't ever want them to leave, and that's a pretty powerful pretty powerful gesture and message that you're so important that we will make you a home. It's special. I don't believe I'd be the director or the arranger or even the person I am today if I hadn't had that experience with the CMB. Having Dr. Pease allow me to cut my teeth as an arranger by arranging for the CMB was really important. Because there were, for every one arrangement that came out well, there were probably 5 that didn't. And making those mistakes led to more and more successes for me. There's tons of other little logistical things, like I modeled, there's a crew system here at Mason that I modeled loosely but purposefully on the crews that you had to deal with uniforms and equipment and all these things. And I went to your website. I went to the CMB website when I was in charge of building a website for the Green Machine. Just a lot of the practices that were in place with the CMB are just, in my mind, like, this is the way it should be done. Like having the ability to log on to the website, log in as a student, download the music you're going to be playing so that you can practice, especially as a non-music major. You don't have the horn on your face as much as a music major would, and we're a very low percentage of music majors in the Green Machine. It's mostly gen ed students. So having access to the music so that they can play outside of rehearsal, which we only rehearse once a week here, was a great idea. When I saw that with the CMB, I was really, really impressed with that. It was a great idea. And then, like I said, the crew system, how to manage the group, how to engage the students. That I learned a lot about that when I was at the CMB.